Hey, what's up guys, it's Dilby. I just wanted to come back for an update for my Blood Mage Chaos Witch build. And the main thing that I've been changing for this build, I've actually changed quite a bit. But, so there's a few things. The main thing is that we've incorporated these boots, the Corpse Weight Iron Greaves. These things are totally busted. They're probably going to get nerfed if I'm being honest. But for now, we should probably use them. Blood Mage has issues, so I don't really feel that bad using them. Considering that my main skill that I plan on using, Hex Blast, as you increase its gem level, the life cost on it gets so ridiculous. Right now it's at 222 mana, 222 life. You can see I don't have very much total life, so my build is totally scuffed right now. I actually have like no defenses. You can see my resistances are ass, so I'm missing a necklace. I'm actually gonna fix my resistances with the necklace. Only problem is I probably won't be able to get any life on this neck piece because I don't have enough money. I'm going to need to get a high spirit roll on it, and then I need to get lightning resistance, and then if I add life on top of that, I'm looking at like multiple divines probably. But anyway, once I get that, my resistances will be taken care of. And the way that this build works is essentially you go into a map, you kill one unit with Hex Blast, or if you want, I have some tricky tech that I'll show you that kind of I think can take this build to the next level. But basically what will generally happen is you'll go into a map, you're going to contagion somebody, Hex Blast them, they die, you take a step, Corpse Weight pops, their body will explode into a cloud of poison. It starts doing massive damage to all the enemies around them. Everybody else starts dying. You keep walking, their corpses keep popping for more and more explosions of poison. And the poison clouds are really big, so I get a lot of area in my skill tree, or maybe not a lot, but I have this radial force node and all the little nodes around it. And I plan to actually have two separate skill trees for each weapon, so I'm going to do a weapon swap where I have skill radius on one weapon, and then on the other weapon I just want to do like a ton of spell damage nodes, or like poison damage, magnification, and stuff like that. So that's going to be eventually down the line. When I do a complete build on this, I'll have that in there, depending on... So there's going to be a lot of like updates and changing the build and stuff since the game's in early access, just by the nature of it. So many things are going to change. But if Corpse Weight stays like it is for a good amount, which it probably will, considering in the last patch update the devs mentioned that they're going to go on vacation for a little bit and there's going to be a tiny break before the next patch, so I would assume we have at least like two weeks hopefully to use this. But if it seems like this is going to stick around, I'll do like a fully detailed build guide and everything like that. But for now I'm just going to do this quick little update. So I'll show you my gem setup since I didn't have a chance to show you that in my last video. So Decompose, this is our main damage skill. I should also mention that this build is mainly for mapping. It's not super great on bosses. I'm trying to make a boss version. That's what I have these dudes for. I'll go ahead and show you how I do it with the skill setup. So I have Decompose. I have Deadly Poison on it, which just makes poisons do more damage. And then Corpse Conservation, 25% chance to not consume a corpse. Whatever that is, comorbidity. You can add they have two poisons on at the same time, just double damage essentially. And then Bursting Plague. I actually don't know if this works, but I threw it in there because it sounds really strong. So, you know, that's in there. I don't really know if it works with this skill, but this skill does so much fucking damage, honestly, that I wouldn't be able to tell anyway. So then I have Life Remnants, which is my the skill that you're forced to take as a blood mage. I have Cannibalism in there, Vitality, and Clarity. If I get a little bit of Spirit, that's why I want a really expensive necklace, is so I can get, I can add like another 20 Spirit gem in there if I want to. So then I have Sacrifice running as well, which normally I have, if I get 22 more Spirit, I can run Sacrifice, but I don't normally walk around running Sacrifice. When I actually shoot this video, I will shoot it. So a lot of this stuff I'm saying about my gear might not make sense because I'm going to record the video after this. That way I can actually show these things off after I buy this necklace. So you're going to see that I will be typically running Blink. And then right before I enter a boss fight, if there's a really hard rare, I'll run away for a second. I'll actually open up my gym page and I'll disable blink and enable sacrifice. And then it'll kill these minions, which each have, right now they have 10,000 health each. So that means that it'll drop 4,000 damage dot, each one of these dudes will. And then if Corpse Wade's damage is affected by my chaos damage modifiers, then that means that these dudes are doing a lot more than that. But I don't know if it is or not. But either way, I want to juice these dudes up. I saw that summoners can get like 40,000 life on these guys. So if that's the case, then Corpse Wade could be hitting for like 20,000 without any buffs. So that would be pretty decent. So I need to figure out how to juice these dudes up even more, give them more life. Because right now I only have them at 10k. But yeah, typically you run with Blink on because you're really slow with Corpse Wade. They only have 10% move speed, so I really like Blink. You don't have to run it, but you have to run it. So I would do that. You don't... The swap tech, I will admit, is a little cumbersome. If you don't want to actually have to swap like Blink and Sacrifice around in the middle of combat, what you can do instead is have Blink on weapon 2 and have Sacrifice on weapon 1. So you can just switch your weapon to Blink and then switch your weapon back and you'll have Sacrifice on. That way you don't actually have to open up the gym page and right click it and do all that stuff. Because I can see how that would be annoying. I thought it would be really annoying, and then I started doing it in practice and it's like, it's actually not that bad. So I don't really care anymore. I just do it manually. So next, after all of that, with Blink, I have Ingenuity on here. I want to add Mobility as well, but I don't have enough Dexterity to add any more Dex gems. Soul Offering with Dense Macabre. That's the one that just makes you sacrifice 2 minions at once. I don't even really use this anymore because I want to sacrifice my minions with with Sacrifice. But if you're mapping, I guess you could still do it. I guess Soul Offering would probably be pretty good if you're like about to do Breach. You could sacrifice your 2 minions and then kill a bunch of mobs and then open the Breach and then have a really strong Poison Clouds already up. That's the only time I could think to really use it. Skeletal Brute, these are the dudes that have lots of HP. You can see here, right now I have them at 11,000 HP. And that's with Meat Shield and Minion Mastery on them. Contagion, I just have Persistence, and Hinder. I don't really know what to put on it. I did have Chaotic Freeze on Contagion, but I've dropped Freeze out of this build. That's important to mention. So Freeze actually destroys bodies, but so I got rid of it. That way I can have as many corpses on the ground as possible for Corpse Wade. Grim Feast, this helped a lot with survivability. I like running it no matter what. Word on the streets is this might get nerfed, so don't get too attached to it, but use it while you can. Blasphemy, super important part of the build. Despair increases chaos damage. Temporal Chains slows everything down and makes dodge last longer on them. Magnified Effect increases how far away people will be affected by your curses, which with this build I actually affect them from pretty far away. And then Decaying Hex, this is another chaos dot on them, which will just make your totem shoot faster. The totem, that's the next one. It's important to mention this guy. So in the patch, they mentioned that they buffed chaos damage over time skills. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about because I can't feel it at all, except for Dark Effigy. Dark Effigy is seemingly doing like significantly more damage now. So I still have Withering Touch on it. I have Envenom, but it's not really necessary anymore since your Corpse Wade boots will be poisoning them anyway. And then I have Extraction, which just makes it do self-damage to me for a stronger totem. I don't even notice the self-damage. It says that it sacrifices 10% of life on use. Like, sure. Seems it's less than Hex Blast. I'll take it. And then Hex Blast, I have Inevitable Critical still, Chaos Mastery, and Arcane Tempo now. I got rid of the power charge thing because I just didn't have enough skill gems to even support a way to generate power charges. So that is my skill gem set up currently. And for my skill tree, let's go into that. So right now, we have this radius down here, and then increased effect of auras. That's just going to make the curses a little stronger. I don't actually know if these two nodes are worth it, but I kind of just wanted to grab them while I was here. They seemed like they'd be relevant to my build. And then I dropped the freeze node because we're not running chaotic freeze anymore. So that's totally useless for us. I've dropped a lot of the crit stuff, as you can see, since we're, again, not relying on the crit anymore. And I don't really want to rely on Hex Blast as things are right now. I do have an idea of like weapon swapping over to a Hex Blast build if I need to for bosses. And that's probably what we're going to end up having to do if this minion life thing doesn't work out for us. So on top of that, I'm also running these minion life nodes. These are not required if you're just going to be a pure mapper. I'm trying to create a version that can also do bosses as well. That's the only reason I have these minion life nodes on. You don't need to take them if you don't want. It'll probably be cleaner if you don't. If you just say, I don't care about bosses, I only want to map and just make currency really, really quickly, and let's use a different character for bossing, then you could drop these minion life nodes, just grab a bunch of spell damage or something, and it would probably suit you better. But in the meantime, I'm taking these. I want to see if I can figure it out. If you can get down here, like if you drop these minion life nodes, you could probably afford to come down here and grab these +1 poisons. This is nutty. This would probably make this build go crazy. And I do plan on going down here. So this is what I'll probably do, like all the way until like level 85. I'll probably just be coming down here and grabbing these. And I also plan on grabbing this jewel socket, because jewel sockets are really overpowered in this game. Like, look at the jewels I have so far. Like, that one's pretty insane. This one's pretty insane. I even got the cold resistance corrupt, which is pretty nice. That one's pretty insane for me as well. Like, all these gems, you'd probably have to pick up like 4 or 5. I don't know about that. I don't know how many you have to pick up. You'd have to pick up multiple like skill points in order to make up for even one of these gems. So the value that you get for picking up these gem slots is really big. And on top of that, they're really cheap. Each one of these gems I probably bought for like less than 5 exalts, and then I corrupted it, and I hit the corrupt every single time on the gems so far. No, knock on wood, you know. All right, let's hope we can keep with that luck in the future. So yeah, we dropped all the crit, picked up minion life, picked up area. That's about it for our skills. That's what we changed so far. We plan on adding more poison damage. If you can add more poison damage, that'd be good. And then let's go on. I'll go ahead and start playing the build some more and show you how it works, I guess.